the Boston Bruins have provided us with multiple updates ahead of a must-win game against the Buffalo Sabres tomorrow night. And this is going to be a lot of positive news for once in the Boston Bruins season. And this is going to be very, very important for the rest of the season as well. We're going to be talking about everything that the Bruins have given us today here in this video. Before we get into it, though, as you know, we're on the road to 6K with the ultimate goal of surpassing the Boston Bruins themselves on YouTube in subscribers. And we're very, very close to 6K. Your guys' support has been absolutely incredible. We know that 70% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Boston Bruins news, as always, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button. Join me here on the channel. We're covering everything Boston Bruins. Without any further ado, let's get into this video. Starting off from a tweet from Fluto Shinzawa going over today's practice lines. Now, there's not too much different here, except a few things on the internal side of this practice. And one big thing on defense, as you see there, Lindholm and McAvoy on a line together. Both back to practice. Of course, we know Lindholm's back for a while. McAvoy's first practice. But Lindholm is out of a no-contact jersey. Now, still, no sign of when they're returning yet. We can assume at this point that it'll be very, very soon, but I will get to that in a few moments. But going back as well, Nikita Zadorov, Pastrnak, the line that has continued to excel this entire season. No breaking that lineup. Marchand, Poitras, and Coyle. Once again, another line that has been playing pretty good as of late. Trent Frederic, Lindholm, Elias, that is, and Vinny Lettieri, Jones, Max Jones, John Beecher, and Justin Brazeau, with Cole Koepke there, who is ill at the moment in the time recording this video and has not traveled with the team, we believe. But Justin Brazeau, once again, on the fourth line, something that really I'm not the biggest fan of. You know how much of a fan I am of Justin Brazeau and how much I want to see him get back up into these lines and eventually make his way into the top six. He's very well deserving of it. He's been playing great this season. And, just another time where we're trying to find the right lines. A lot of, injuries, some illnesses going around the team. And just for the time being, having him here certainly sucks, but he knows that he got to play his role, and he's been playing it very, very well. And Swayman in the starting net ahead of tomorrow's game. Now, still could be changing, could change up on this, but Swayman seems to be the one in net for this game. Now, moving on to our second tweet here, a little bit from Joe Sacco. As you see, as well, Charlie McAvoy and Hampus Lindholm aren't options for tomorrow in Buffalo. They won't travel, along with Wahlstrom, who has an illness, and Mark Kastelic, and we know Koepke had an illness. Still there, though, should be in. But a few injuries here. Once again, the boys coming back soon is a big, big piece of this. Two top defensemen on the team, and, Oliver Wahlstrom, his tournament, the illness, I guess we can say, and Mark Kastelic, who's been out for the past few games, all not going to Buffalo. But we know after that, this Buffalo game needs to be a big win, especially in the Atlantic matchups. Then we go to a few tough games, two against the Rangers, the Wild, the Jets, and certainly some games that we need to see some healthy players for, and very, very good that Lindholm and McAvoy should be back for those matchups. Hopefully that we do see them fill in here on these lines, move down Andrew Peeke and Zadorov. Maybe throw in, maybe we see a Brandon Carlo back with Hampus Lindholm. That's a line that we've been waiting to see for so long. We've definitely seen some struggling Brandon Carlo there. And, it's going to be an exciting thing to see what the Bruins do and how this team kind of resurfaces, I guess is a good way of putting it, on the defensive side of things when these guys come back. And hopefully, as I mentioned, all the illness is going to get pushed out of the locker room soon enough, because we're going to need everybody healthy for this stretch heading towards the trade deadline. And I do have a quote here from Hampus Lindholm about what his thoughts are coming back to this team out of a no-contact jersey. He says, "Feel good. To be able to do some contact and get into those battles, it was nice. You're excited to go out there and fight between the fellas. It's been a long way." And from what we've been seeing from Hampus Lindholm as of late, and, kind of just him on the ice, his interviews and stuff after the practices, he cannot wait to get back into this lineup, and neither can the fans. His absence has been huge, and, not to mention the way that the whole defense has kind of schemed around him missing has certainly not been ideal, but we've been able to get it through, and now that when he comes back, hopefully this defense also just kind of gets a full bounce back as well. Andrew Peeke as well on the first line hasn't been horrible, although McAvoy certainly will be a great addition to have him back on this defense after a few games of absence. And also, congratulations to him on the birth of their child. Obviously, some family stuff's more important than hockey, so kind of a little boost in happiness there while dealing with that injury, but as I mentioned, congratulations. But moving on as well, another deeper look into this and the moves that we've got from Adam Pellerin here. This comes from Joe Sacco. Neither Lindholm or McAvoy will be an option for tomorrow, but trending in the right direction. So that's what we've known. Hopefully, It won't be tomorrow, but hopefully against the Rangers, we do see them back. Wahlstrom, sick. Kaslik won't travel to Buffalo, and Koepke is an option for tomorrow. So although Cole Koepke still is maybe dealing with that bug a bit, he will be hopefully an option tomorrow, and hopefully we do see him in maybe take a Max Jones out of the lineup or something, because I think, as I mentioned, the Max Jones experiment really is not working. I was pretty high on him in the offseason, as I'm sure many of you know, but, it's time. We got to get this line. We got to get the boys back together, and hopefully once we get people back in the lineup now, they're there to stay. But, of course, we do also have a few more things, as David Pastrnak is the first star of the week. No doubt about it. Absolutely should be. 4 games, 3 goals, 5 assists for him. And as I mentioned in, not last video, the video before the JT Miller one, this team really has been wheeling on that first line. This first line of him, Zacha, and Geekie have been absolutely tearing it up. So, realistically, in my personal opinion, a bit of a biased opinion as well, the first, second, and third stars of the week go to that entire line. They've been really keeping this Boston Bruins team afloat, along with Jeremy Swayman's wins in the games. There are certain games where he's not getting much help from the team, but he still has been able to keep this team going, and so is this line. So good to see that they're getting the recognition they deserve, especially after a tough start to the season. And now that we're seeing Pastrnak back in here, back with the feet underneath him, this team has absolutely no stop in them. And I cannot wait to see how this continues against some pretty, not just important matchups, pretty challenging games in the coming days and the coming weeks. But once again, final screenshot that we do have here is another little shout out to some guys here, especially in the AHL this time. The Providence Bruins top performers of the week in 3 games played. Georgi Merkulov, 5 points, 2 goals, 3 assists. Fabian Lysell, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. John Farinacci, 0 goals, 2 assists, 2 points. Ian Mitchell, a goal and assist. And Mikey DiPietro, 57 saves in 60 shots over the week. A 1-0-1 with 1 shutout. Had 3 back-to-back shutouts, something I have not mentioned in the videos, but certainly should and absolutely needs to be spoken about. This Providence Bruins team has been absolutely fantastic as of late, and a shout out to a lot of these guys here. Everybody on the team, the way they've been performing, but the young guys especially making their case to be called up, and certainly being able to, put these numbers up in the AHL certainly translate well to who will be the next guy up from the AHL, and, maybe here to stay, maybe not, but certainly at some point you got to expect Merkulov, Lysell, at least both of those two for sure, should be back up with the big club here at some point soon. And Mikey DiPietro, of course, called up, sent back down with the illness or the little injury, whatever it was, to Jeremy Swayman that we didn't hear too much about it, but he's back now. This is, of course, a very important thing. But, as I mentioned, the AHL, definitely a big part of this season as well for the Boston Bruins, and hopefully we do see some of these guys here soon. But let me know what you think about these updates today. The Boston Bruins, keeping it easy, taking it easy, especially a game against Buffalo, where they're near the bottom of the league, but certainly it's an Atlantic Division matchup, which regardless, and no matter if it's Atlantic or not at this point, the Bruins need to get some wins because we know that this playoff wildcard race is tight. So let me know what you think about all these updates here in this video, and hopefully we do see some big games coming up for this Boston Bruins team. But that's all I got in this video. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well, and remember, all your Boston Bruins news right here. Everything that this team has to offer, I'll be getting it right to you guys. But that's all I got. Like I said, thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.